Senior Officers of the University of Liverpool.
Please be seated. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates open. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your graduation ceremony. It's really wonderful to welcome you all here in person at last. I'm Professor Wiebe van der Hoek, the Executive Pro-Vice-Chancellor for the Faculty of Science and Engineering. I want to say firstly what a tremendous privilege and a pleasure it is to be here with you today. And we celebrate this important milestone in your lives, together with your families and fellow students, your lecturers, and all those who have supported you on your journey for graduating from the University of Liverpool. I have been in exactly the same position as you are today. Not as a student of this university, but as a student graduating in the 80s, many years ago. And of course, it was not the same position. Not only was it a different country, graduations in the Netherlands are not of the same grandeur as in the UK, but also I was not a member of a cohort which was battled and won against unprecedented challenges. I will say more on this in a minute. Your graduation ceremony is a day to celebrate and to reflect. And if my memory serves me correctly, it is also a day of very mixed emotions. I remember feeling both relieved and proud to have completed my studies, sad that this chapter of my life at the university had come to an end, and both excited and nervous about the future and what it had in store for me. For you, of course, it has been very different, because you have been students at a time like no other in history. Students in universities all over the country, and indeed all around the world, have been hit hard by the disruption to their education that the COVID-19 pandemic has caused. Your final year at university was very different to what you had imagined and expected. Your experience and well-being are always at the forefront of our decision-making, but especially over the course of the pandemic. We had to carefully consider and balance so many decisions around your teaching arrangements and your safety on campus. I know it was not easy for you. I know you have had long days, sleepless nights, and difficult times, exacerbated by these unique global circumstances. COVID-19 has devastated and divided people and continues to do so, but it has shown the best of human spirit too. Our university prides itself on facing the problems of society and putting our hands up to say we can help with them. And as graduates in environmental sciences, you will only know this too well. Just as our academics in health and life sciences have been working hard to tackle the global pandemic, so all those in environmental sciences remain steadfastly committed to averting a climate emergency. In November, the COP26 summit saw some of your tutors attend to observe negotiations, contribute to discussions, present at events, and promote the university's research expertise. We have world-leading experts researching and informing policymakers on a wide range of issues, from the balance of our oceans and glacier stability, to managing erosion hazards and making our cities more sustainable and resilient, to take but a few examples. You will have benefited firsthand from this and other expertise across the school, learning more about the very latest research in your field and hopefully inspiring you to go on tackle these and other pressing issues. I make no apology for raising this genuine existential threat posed by the climate crisis on a day meant for celebration, because I do so in a spirit of gratitude. I know for a fact that your studies and research, either in the areas I have mentioned or in another part of your varied and excellent school, are relevant to the real-world challenges we are facing now and will continue to face in the future. And whilst we do not and cannot know exactly what the future holds, I do know that I am so very grateful that you, and the skills and knowledge you have honed and developed during your time here, will be part of it. Your future professional career will undoubtedly be challenging, but also fast-paced, varied and interesting, and you will work in unique environments. You will always be in demand, and the skills you have gained during your studies here will always be transferable and an invaluable foundation as you shape your career and future professional decisions. But whatever career path you choose to follow, one thing is for sure. Every single one of you here today has shown remarkable spirit and dedication. You have persevered in circumstances like no other students before you, with dedication, resilience and flexibility, and you are well prepared for the future. You didn't do it alone, though no doubt there have been many lonely and even scary times for you in the past 18 months. You did it supporting one each other and being supported by your lecturers and tutors here in the university. And of course, I am sure you will have been hugely supported by your families and friends. And we in the university, and here I speak for the whole university, the faculty and your tutors, we are all immensely proud of the manner in which you have conducted yourselves. We are inspired by you and by what you have achieved. Graduation, now that it is finally here, is all about you, your achievements and your personal successes here at the University of Liverpool. It's a day to look forward to the future and to feel excited about your aspirations and career or future study plans. Most of all, it's a day to celebrate everything you have achieved and to enjoy this moment with your loved ones, with those you have studied alongside and those you have learned so much from. It's also a day to enjoy a return to the great city and to receive a warm welcome from your university. We hope that the city of Liverpool will always feel like home whenever you return. You may have chosen to stay here and make the city your home, or you may have already called it home when you joined us in your first year of university. We hope that whatever your relationship with the city, that it is a place where you have made friends and memories which will last a lifetime. I'm sure memories of your time with us will also include your fieldwork trips and residential field classes, even though opportunities were more limited during the height of the pandemic. In addition to studying this fantastic city and its surroundings, you may have ventured further afield to the Lake District, the Peak District, North Wales, Cairngorms, Auburn, Donegal, Spain, or somewhere else entirely. I have no doubt that you will treasure the memories from those trips, which will have developed you both personally and academically, broadening your horizons and leaving you with a deeper understanding and, I hope, a deeper passion for your field of study. The University of Liverpool has played a pivotal role in propelling scientific revolution. Our 9 Nobel laureates have led the way in fields as diverse as the life cycle of the malarial parasites to nuclear disarmament. We have a long, successful history of graduating inspiring alumni who go on to achieve great things, and now you have joined this talented international alumni community. You are, and will always remain, a fundamentally important part of our University of Liverpool family. Our alumni community supports our students in many ways. Some of you have maybe already personally experienced this while studying here, from delivering lectures and workshops to running alumni networks, offering work placements and mentoring. We hope that, like so many of our alumni, you will stay in touch with us and help guide and support our future students and broaden their horizons through your own experiences. It is through you that we are known. You are our greatest ambassadors, and through your achievements and the careers you will go on to have, you will also become role models and an important source of inspiration for the next generations of graduates. This university has a community and civic mission running through its rich history. To this day, we remain committed to the city of Liverpool and to our role as an anchor institution here. We continue to make real economic, social, health, employment and cultural contributions to this great and unique city. We are a university that takes real pride in equality of opportunity and in delivering projects and activities which widen access for students who are traditionally underrepresented in higher education. Learners from low participation neighborhoods, care leavers, disabled students, estranged students, adult learners, asylum-seeking and refugee students, and students from minority ethnic backgrounds. Knowledge should be celebrated, discussed and debated, and it should be accessible to all. It is through the discussion and dissemination of ideas and knowledge that society is shaped. Our aim is to inspire, engage, and enable every single one of our students to fulfill their potential by raising their awareness, challenging barriers, and providing opportunities. As a student here, you will have walked past a plaque, perhaps daily, fixed to our Victoria building, which reads, "For the advancements of learning and ennoblement of life." This is the foundation on which our university was built, and it is a motto that continues to guide us to this day in all what we do. And I will make an educated guess, based on many of attending graduation ceremonies here, that you are planning to, or have already posed for, a graduation photograph in front of our Victoria building. Am I correct? This beautiful and iconic red brick gallery and museum towers over campus and serves as our most recognizable backdrop in many hundreds of social media posts. The ordinary bricks and terracotta dressings selected for the Gothic exterior of the Victoria building led to the coining of the phrase Red Brick University by Bruce Truscott, the pseudonym adopted by Edgar Allan Pierce, a professor of Spanish at Liverpool from 1922 to 1952, who wrote an influential book on the same title about universities originating in the 19th century. Indeed, we are and always will be the original Red Brick University, and in turn, you will always be Liverpool originals. You are the class of 2020, and since those early months of that year, which will be forever etched on our memories, and which has made an indelible mark on our lives, the entire world has changed in a way that was inconceivable to all of us back then. But remember that through hard work, determination, and strong support network, you overcame all these challenges to reach this point in your journey. Your capacity to think critically and challenge honestly, forged by the teaching staff, your classmates, and our community, will help you to prepare for whatever comes next. This is your well-earned opportunity to take a moment and consider just how far you have come. The pandemic has had profound effect on everyone's lives, and it has made us truly appreciate our loved ones and the experiences and memories we make together. I want to take a moment to celebrate the role that your loved ones, perhaps family, perhaps friends, perhaps both, have played in your success as well. I hope today that you will find a moment to thank them for their support and personal sacrifice. For families and friends, lecturers and placement leads, and all who have supported you on your journey, today is a day of celebration for them too. Let's take a moment to say thank you to your family members and friends who are here with you today, or perhaps watching the ceremony online. It is their day too, after all. Let's give them an applause. But your University of Liverpool experience has not only been characterized by the challenges of the pandemic. I hope that you will also remember many happy and joyful moments during your time here. And not only from an academic perspective, of course. I know that through your university experience, You will have forged connections and made friends who will stay with you for the rest of your lives. Today is not the end, but rather the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. Graduation is about looking forward as well as back, and each of you has a promising future ahead. Whatever path you choose to take, and whichever opportunities you seize, you now have a much sought-after qualification from a world-renowned university. You have had a range of experiences and have developed a carefully honed set of skills which will serve you well. And you have our ongoing support as you start your career. A University of Liverpool degree is the best preparation you could hope for to make the most of the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. And we look forward to hearing about all that you go on to achieve. You have been stretched to think beyond the textbook, lecture theatre, and laboratory, and you have been encouraged to apply that knowledge to the world around you. By being places of debate, universities are one of our most important pillars of civil society. Your University of Liverpool education has enabled you to realize just how far you can go and provided you with the skills you need to get there. Higher education is built on a spirit of collaboration. The free flow of ideas and knowledge depends on it. Our university makes a huge difference to people's lives, locally, nationally, and globally. I am enormously proud to represent a faculty full of students whose skills, energy, and insight will solve the problems we face in the world today and the challenges of the future. Graduates, you have demonstrated such resilience and motivation during your time with us. Never forget how important you are to our university. You are the beating heart of our institution. Without you, the university would be nothing but classrooms and lecture halls. When we work together, the university is a place where discoveries are made. Ideas are formed, friendships are forged, career paths are decided on, and lives are changed. It is when we work together as staff and students that education is truly transformational. We thank you for all your time and you have done in your time here, and we all wish you good luck and every success in the future. Thank you. I now invite Professor Douglas Mayer, Head of the School of Environmental Sciences, to present graduates from our class of 2020.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, it gives me tremendous pleasure to present to you the following graduates from the class of 2020. William Albert Mucklow. Omar Mohammed Galal Hamed El Shazli. Bethany Dunkley. Robert Barlow. Abigail Plimmer. Robert House. Alice Glover. Lily Jane Ward. Megan Laura Udy. Harry John Ashenden. Harriet Rose Margaret Williams. Isaac Lawton. Amelia Margaret Ebanks. Jamie Craig. Oliver Griffin. Grace Emily Cope. Charlotte Victoria Harries. Esme O'Meara. Lottie Elizabeth Cooper. Amanda Jane Norman. Ethan Alexander Creed. Jack Kiffin. Kiara Duff. Neve Cooper. Emily Rebecca McIver. Adrian Luke Pawsey. Victoria Gaskell. Anna Welsh. April Keefe. Peter Michael James Seaton. Sarah Lindsay. Keris Joy Huston. Edward James Cook. Daniel Williams. Samuel Andrews. Erin Sharp. Katie Lily Westbury Hawkins. Emma Elizabeth Thomas. David Williams. Owen Robert Porter. Jeremy Owen Turner. Isaac Hastings. Molly Elizabeth Etherton. Charlotte Elizabeth Liddon. Molly Emily Allerton. Alicia Sarah Whitesmith-Simpson. Edward Harding. Alexander Marcus Hill. Liam Richard Conway. Nicole Helliwell. Christina Kelly Sheehan. Charlotte Sophie Moss. Ruby Elizabeth Melia. Lauren Amy Price. Hannah Ruth James. Jake Donaghy. Jordan Balaz. Grace Evangeline Beard. Catherine Louise Ashton. Hannah Marie Webster. Kirsty Ellen Hunter. Thomas James Henry Graham. James Edward Horton. Marianne Byro. Joseph Michael Brooks.
I would now like to invite Professor Liz Sheffield, Associate Pro Vice Chancellor for Education in the Faculty of Science and Engineering, to present one of our university's Faculty Learning, Teaching and Student Experience Awards.
Pro Vice Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present one of the university's Learning, Teaching and Student Experience Awards. These awards recognise, value and reward staff who've made an outstanding contribution to innovation in teaching and supporting learning. Our university has numerous examples of exceptionally talented and committed staff who work extremely hard to ensure that our students receive an excellent experience while at university. Teaching and learning at Liverpool is undertaken within a culture of research excellence, and these awards reflect the value we place on providing our students with a high-quality educational experience worthy of a leading Russell Group institution. The award winner being honoured today is recognised for developing life skills and capabilities of students in the School of Environmental Sciences. Dr. Paul Williamson instigated a complete refresh of the Department of Geography's employability offer. In collaboration with Careers and Employability, Paul devised and implemented a series of exercises embedded within first and second year skills and tutorials modules that put employability firmly on the student agenda from year one onwards. The new modules provide information and feedback on key aspects of the job application process, including video interviews, psychometric testing, and assessment centres. Feedback from students shows that these new modules have given them greater awareness of what's needed to secure a graduate job, improved their understanding of how to articulate their academic and other experiences in an employer-relevant way, and are well practiced in the art of conducting video interviews. In a university context, the new Geography Employability Programme has been rated as the gold standard example to which other departments should aspire. Here today to collect his award is Dr. Paul Williamson.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I am delighted to present to you the remaining graduates from the class of 2020. Niamh Elizabeth Morgan. Thomas Roper. Georgina Spencer. Elliot Bennett. Daniel Levers. Stephen Heer. Helen Hatch. Rachel Rose Leather. Molly Jane Leonard. Olivia Harvey Ross. Niamh Keddy. Suzanne Cantillon. Olivia Ford. Tom Ravenscroft Roberts. Callum Valentine. Harriet Jane Bray. Faye Hawkins. Jessica Barnett. Daniel Summers. Harry Alcock. Connor Ashley Alexander Christopher Cobb. Isabel Eve Williams. Niamh Thorne. Beth Hughes. Alice Isabella O'Grady. James Joseph Patterson Ross. Gemma Anise Redfern. Joshua Webb. Harry Fazy. Eleanor Regan. Elizabeth Ann Abson. Adam Michael Smith. Eleanor Hale. Olive Polly Summerfield. Kehinde Bukola Mullins. Kalim Reddy. Victoria Wilson. Said Tanbir Alam Rahi. Emily Maria Wright. Anna Marie Morris. Joshua Townrow. Joseph Roberts. J. Nitin Kumar Mistry. Owen Gooch. Samuel Terry. James Entwistle. Susanna Cheladko. Sayeda Rasul. Ella Bytheway Jackson. Olivia Amy Fletcher. Belal Ahmad. Param Maheshbai Kanani. Connor Burns. Arjun Lal. Amy Caroline Ia King. Isabel Armand. Alid Robinson. Chloe Holmes. Hugo Clark. Sophie Florence Bell. Amy Isabella Hughes. George Kilby. Roisin Griffin. Rebecca Hutchings. Jack Perkins. Joshua George Nichols. Ben Andrew Pearson. Molly Davis. Cara Westerberg Matu. Anna Holloway. Charles Thompson. Jill Amanda Beavers. Amber Walsh. Henry Nettleton. Alexandra Mary Kenny. Robert Starkey. William Ellison. Ewan Stocker. Isabel Brimacombe. Katie Sarah Turner. Lucy Jane Sudlow. Ellen A. Flint. Violin Lee.
I would now like to invite Adrian Parsi to join us on stage to reflect on their student experience.
Pro Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of staff, friends, family, and my fellow graduates for the class of 2020. It's been a few, hasn't it? Good afternoon to you all, and welcome back to Liverpool, first of all. I hope that despite events over the past couple of years, that your travels here today have been pleasant and that you're all fit and well for the occasion. I'm very humbled, actually, to have been chosen by our senior members of staff to speak to you all today, and otherwise, why me? But, well, I haven't given a speech since GCSE English, but I'll do my best. For those who have not had the pleasure yet, I'm Adrian, and today I'm graduating with a bachelor's in geophysics with geology. Firstly, let me be another person to issue a massive congratulations on today. It has been a long time coming. But look at everything that went so wrong globally over the past 2 years. But you're all still here. You're still doing this. You've still achieved it. You've still done what you've set out to do. Despite everything that could have been out there to ruin it and stop you, you're still here doing it. You've done everything against the odds. And I'd say the class of 2020 is truly made up of some remarkable people. I don't think anybody here will disagree. Saying that we're resilient probably doesn't do us enough justice. So yeah, almost 2 years we're back since we went our separate ways, and we're finally back to have our special day today. It didn't really feel right, did it, going without the proper closure of a graduation? We didn't get to close the book on a very important chapter, essentially. But allow me to offer some personal reflection. So we all began our studies almost 5 years ago in 2017, in case you didn't feel old enough today. So back in September 2017, the common interest of environmental sciences and that pursuit of knowledge is what we all shared from the beginning. And September 2017 is when we first stepped into our halls. Can you remember what your halls were? Vine, Greenbank? Carnatic. So I began my student life at Rankin Hall in Carnatic, and moving away from home in Chorley to the big city without any close friends or street knowledge, my parents will know, was a bit too much at times, especially when I was ringing you up at midnight, asking you to pick me up and bring me home. But Liverpool, like for so many people here, turned out to be the exact proving ground I needed to actually make something of myself. So I, like many of you, I found my calling here doing geophysics. I made some life-changing decisions. I made some extraordinary friendships. I met some incredible people and went to some crazy places, local or abroad. I'd say our careers already are in such a brief and fleeting time. I've already taken us to some of the most beautiful places in the world. I don't think anybody would disagree. So Spain, Tenerife, Everton Park. Right, maybe not Everton. Depends if you're a blue or not. But we've all journeyed to somewhere already that we've absolutely fallen in love with. Whether it was field mapping in Carboneras in some of Spain, or it was surveying in the Llano de Acanca Caldera. I, like many of you, look upon our time field working especially with a particular fondness. Working in the field that I've personally discovered over my time studying, nailed to a T, is what I live for. It's my bread and butter now. Most of my journeys nowadays take me to northern Scotland, working night shifts, and my oh my, what I wouldn't do for a sunny day in Los Cristianos. But it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows. It wasn't always out there being on holiday, doing field mapping and whatnot. I bet I would still struggle if Richard walked into the room right now and dropped a problem sheet on me. I would be wobbling at the knees. I'd and ah to save Britain. And in second year, it was a struggle. I was very much walking on some eggshells, but luckily I had some excellent course mates, particularly these guys in the front row, who helped me out a lot of the time. And I feel that was a very nice thing about geophysics in general, really. If anybody needed help, everybody would always be there to help each other out. There was always a real sense of community that, it's something very much to be proud of. My reflection, however, I won't just limit to the academia. Liverpool has become such an important part of my life that I never left. I still live here to this day. I still live down in the Baltic Triangle with my boyfriend. But since the beginning, I've always been an active member of society life, and I think everybody else here has always been integral to some kind of society life, whether it was the herdman or something more sports related, whatever floats your boat. So ever since the beginning, I've been an active member of Rock Society. I think everyone will know, just not the herdman. Sorry. And since then, like everybody's experience with uni, I've made so many meaningful friends that have also stuck around in Liverpool. And, we all still get together every Wednesday. It's like it never ended. It's like we're still here. The good life never ended. We're still going. And we're always sticking around, frequenting the AJ, the Pilgrim, some of our favourites of ours. Summarised, really, we all have our own careers and our own lives now. But it's as if we never left. It never ended. And, kind of a dream come true in a way. Very happy with that. And in a way, life for me has worked out extraordinarily well coming to Liverpool. And my mum and dad have always said this. It was especially weird that it was Liverpool of all places. Because my mum comes from Kenny, so, it kind of started here. It's where we are at now, and I'm hopefully sticking around for the far future. I'd love to stay here as long as I can. But to give some important acknowledgements, firstly, everybody in here, give a big thank you to your family who's turned up here today. They've had your back and supported you since the moment you trotted off to nursery about 18 years ago, and this is the summation of all of it, and they are all extremely proud of you today, and they've held your hand through every up and down. They've been you for everything, and today they are so proud of you. So thank you to friends and family. Second acknowledgement, really, a huge thanks to our phenomenal members of staff. So for us in geophysics, Richard, Anthony, Andy, Ben, so many more I've forgotten the names of and I feel really bad about now. But big thank you to our members of staff too. We would simply not be here today graduating with the knowledge we do without their continued effort and their bravery in such difficult times. But finally, give yourself a big pat on the back as well. You deserve it, to say the least. So look how hard you worked over all those 3 years. The amount of times you might have had mental breakdowns, whether late evenings, early mornings, long days in the library or the computer labs. I'd say your resilience and adaptability in the time of global crisis that we had to put up with, very few of us can show the determination that we have. Today is yours, today is ours, and absolutely nobody can take it away from you. So, and life is moving so quick at the moment. Take a minute to sit down, take a breath, take it all in. You did this. Well done. I need some hairpins, me, don't I? But yeah, life certainly isn't easy at the moment, and things are moving extremely fast. So do take all the time you need to breathe, reflect on your life journey, your achievements, everything. The road ahead now, looking at current events, might be even more difficult than what we've dealt with before. But if we've dealt with this, we can deal without, can't we? So, thank you very much, everybody. I wish you all the best.
I would now like to invite Amelia to join us on stage to reflect on her student experience.
I mean, that's quite a hard speech to follow, isn't it? So, but I'll give it a good go. Pro Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, family, friends and fellow graduates of 2020. Good afternoon to you all. My name is Amelia and I'm graduating today with a first-class degree in geology. It is an honour to speak to you all today. When I was first asked to deliver this speech, I was a little daunted and very apprehensive. It was only when I reflected on my university experience that I realised that these were the exact emotions I felt on my very first day here at the University of Liverpool. Having now come out of the other side, I can now see how important it is to take the plunge and venture out of your comfort zone. I would like to begin by congratulating my fellow students. We did it. And what an experience it's been. Today is a day where we can look back on everything we've achieved and to celebrate our hard work, determination and success. And we will finally be able to say that we are graduates of the University of Liverpool, or as some may say, the original red brick. However, it goes without saying that we could not have done this alone. On behalf of all the students here today, I'd like to say a huge thank you to our incredible families, friends, partners, lecturers and university staff for all the support. No university experience is plain sailing, but the graduates of 2020 had an extra big spanner thrown in the works. Graduating during a global pandemic brought about unimaginable difficulties and challenges that no student has had to face before. The resilience, innovation and adaptability shown by the 2020 cohort should be highly commended. I was always told that university will be the best years of my life, but I didn't realise they'd be that good. The last almost 5 years have been a whirlwind. My university experience was full of a lot of learning, a lot of confusion, and far too much alcohol. I began the journey at Greenbank Halls, possibly the most hotel-like student halls ever to exist. I started my geology degree, and it wasn't easy, but nothing worth having comes easy. The course consisted of dinosaurs, volcanoes, minerals, oceans, landslides, and a lot of rocks. I would now like to take the time to say a huge thank you to the lecturers. Without your hard work and patience, we couldn't have gotten to this point. Blood, sweat, a lot of tears, endless library hours, and thousands of words went into achieving my degree. Field trips included visits to the Peak District in Pembrokeshire, 2 weeks in Donegal and Almeria, and 6 weeks in the Isle of Arran. Alongside my studies, I was an avid member of the Liverpool Foxes cheerleading and dance club, where I achieved University Club, Blue and Full Colour awards and took on the role of Vice President for the 2019-2020 season. Other highlights include ski trips, balls, cheerleading tours and competitions, and I'm so lucky to have called Liverpool home for the last 4 years. I've made the most amazing memories with friends that I will cherish for life. Sorry, it's really sad. Since graduating, I've attained a master's degree, and much to my parents' delight, I'm currently working as a hydrogeologist. Everybody has a different journey, but I can only imagine that yours was as special as mine. Please take the time to remember your journey today. The future's ours, and I can't wait to see what it holds. Take care, well done for not falling down the stairs, and hopefully I'll see you all in Macaulay's. Class of 2020, it's been a privilege. Thank you and congratulations.
Dear Adrian and Amelia, thanks for sharing your experiences with us. Listening to you, I hear you speak about passion for 3 things you seem to have discovered during your studies, and which you now are building on. First of all, a passion for traveling to beautiful places, places you fell in love with. And I was delighted to hear that you now make your living of working in the field. Secondly, you mentioned a discovered passion for Liverpool, which has become such an important part of your life. And again, I was happy to hear that you hope the city will be rooted in your future. Adrian, you mentioned Everton as a treasure. You may even discover a red-coloured gem somewhere too. I hope, Amelia, you will continue your work with the Liverpool Foxes. And thirdly, you discovered the value of course mates and teamwork when things go hard. And I hope, and I am convinced, you also found a lesson here that will stay with you for the rest of your lives. Thanks for acknowledging the phenomenal members of staff and the support of your peers. And Last but not least, the family members and friends who supported you throughout. So finally, can I join your request to all graduates to wear your supporters today like medals? And let's underline that with a well-meant round of applause. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates closed. Salva sit universitas nostra, quod precantas consurgamus.
Graduates and guests, please stand.
So, graduates and guests, thank you once again for joining us this afternoon. Please do make your way to the Mountford Hall for a well-deserved glass of something cold and bubbly. And congratulations.